I think my favorite part of a project like this is when it starts looking like the thing it's going to eventually be. Let's get at it. When we left off last time, I had the 4 major pieces of this cabinet, and I'll show you what the plan is in a second. And I cut the grooves for the shelves. Right now, it's really just the bare edge on both sides. So what I'm going to do is actually make a rabbet joint to go so that these mate up and make a nice strong corner or series of corners. Let me show you what the plan is. I went ahead and moved both of the actual daily driver cars so we don't have to deal with as much sawdust. Something like that, if you can see. It's no longer November 24, but that's fine. Yeah, so I've got a couple of bits here. I've got, I don't know exactly what it's called, but the idea is I'm going to use this on these edges so that I can just use the little bearing there, and it's going to cut in exactly 3/8 all the way across. That should be the easy one. The other thing I have is it's a flush router bit, so it's got the bearings on here. I'm not going to use that feature. I'm actually just going to use this for those channels there. So it's just going to go in and cut along. One thing I need to do is I need to fashion a little jig for my router so that I don't have to go like set up fences and everything. I can just make sure that it's 3/8 of an inch from the guard and run it across. We'll cover that when we get there. I will note MDF, it doesn't actually have a grain to it. If you can see, it's all just small particles pressed together with some kind of adhesive. I don't know exactly how it's made, so I won't go into it. I wanted to pause here for a second. I did look this up. Typical MDF is composed of 9% urea formaldehyde, and formaldehyde is a known carcinogen, so that's fun. So I'm definitely going to continue to wear my respirator. Depends on who you ask if it's actually concerning levels from the sawdust. Regardless, it can't do anything good for you. So I'm going to continue to protect myself and wear my respirator, especially with the powder floating in the air, but even afterwards, just kind of until literally all the dust settles. But one thing to note is it lacks strength when you cut it too thin. That being said, there's a high likelihood that some of these sections I'm going to have 3/8 of an inch just kind of going across. If I put it down wrong or drop it, it's likely that little 3/8 square might break off. In this instance, this isn't the end of the world. This entire thing is going to be secured to the wall. It's not freestanding, it's going to be painted, so like any part that chips or breaks, it's going to get glued back together. It's going to have wood filler on top of it, and it's going to be painted. So I'm not worried about it that much. That being said, I am still going to try not to have that happen. Okay, sorry, I've still got my respirator on because of this dust. I went ahead and made just a simple little jig here. The idea is I can just run this along the edge of the wood, and it should, if I did my measurements right, give me essentially that 3/8 dado joint. I always get those mixed up, rabbet or dado. I'm pretty sure I'll correct myself in the words up there. But anyway, I'm going to run it along there. I'm going to test it on this scrap piece of wood first, and if it works well, we'll go for it. My vent fan is doing a great job at clearing out the residual saw powder floating around. But I took the opportunity while it was doing that to square out these grooves where the shelves are going to go. The router, I used a 3/4 router, so it left, the corners left in there. Hopefully there are no actual carpenters watching me abuse my chisels. And I just wanted to show this. This is obviously not everything, but this is the pile of sawdust that was left behind. So that's from all of the cutting of the MDF, the routing and everything. And there's still, I just did a quick cursory sweep. That's significant. Okay, it's a few days later, the dust has settled. I've got the base that I made, a long time ago now, just sitting there. One thing I want to do is just test fit everything together. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to clamp everything and keep it from falling over, but I'm going to get, basically set the sides into here, prop them up with something, and just make sure everything fits, make sure it fits with the shelves and everything's aligned. It would be unfortunate to haul everything into the office and go to put it together and assemble it in there, and I have to haul it back out and cut more things. So here we go. Okay, it is the following morning. The air has cleared out. I've got a cup of coffee. I've got some pastrami out on the smoker. I'm excited. I grabbed the prefab doors just to make sure my measurements were good. This thing is starting to look like what it eventually will be. For both the base and top, I got to cut off that corner so it's, not protruding out. Everything fit together beautifully. I only put in, I don't know if you can see in there, I only put in a couple of the shelves, but you can tell those fit in perfectly. The remaining grooves all line up nicely. I think the next big thing that I'm going to be working on is getting that base finished up. So cutting across, building, like any cabinet, it's got a standoff or a height to it at the base. So I have to build that to match the other cabinets, and those are also prefab cabinets going out from either side. If you can imagine, this is the corner of the room, and it's going to have 90 inches, so a 50-inch door and a 40-inch door, 90 inches to act as a small closet. We can put all those bankers boxes here, whatever we want to, on all the shelving area, and then have this tall area here up to the side for, I don't know, whatever tall things need to go there. Maybe a vacuum cleaner, who knows, man, I haven't figured it all out. I'm excited. Things are actually shaping up. So next, probably going to be the next video, I'm going to work on building out this base. One of the things I need to account for, and I don't think I can do it until I get the pieces moved into the office, there's a cold air return that I'm going to have to cut out, and I've got plans for actually making that active instead of passive, because it's the office area. We'll get into this later. The office area is on 3 sides, exposed to the outside. So just kind of keeping the airflow and keeping the cold air moving out of that room is going to be good. And then there's also some outlets I need to cut holes for, make sure they line up and do standoff so they're appropriate and we still have an outlet there instead of just blocking it off. Then I got to figure out with this 45 degree here how these doors are mounting up. I mocked it up on some scrap wood. I think it'll work just fine. I've got the hinges and everything, but I need to actually make it happen. So around the back side, this is one of those things that I was talking about earlier. So just got the groove joint in there, and just the way I put it down and kind of was test fitting things up. I don't know if you saw that go in. This has started to split here. Again, I'm not that worried about it. It's completely hidden. I intentionally made all of the exposed areas. This is against the wall, so all of the seams are against the wall. This is going to be on the side that you can actually see. So I made all the joints on the back side. So I'm just going to glue it up. It's going to hold together because we're going to make it hold together. So no concerns there. Okay, if you are still with me, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Several videos I've been saying we're getting the Mustang back soon. I'm going to stop making that promise because as you can tell, life gets in the way. So we're going to focus on this project and press forward.